Your child follows everything you say in your language, but when it's their turn to talk, they switch to the other one. If your child is what many people call passive bilingual right now, strong comprehension, very little production, this video is for you. I want to give you a simple, big picture guide to how children move from understanding a language to actually using it, and what parents can focus on to support that process. Let's start with the basic distinction. Understanding a language and speaking a language are related, but they are not the same skill. Understanding grows quietly in the background. Your child listens, watches, builds mental pictures, and learns to connect words to meaning. They might not say much, but their brain is working hard. Speaking is more demanding. To speak, children have to plan what they want to say, find the right words, put them in order, and say them out loud in a situation that usually involves other people watching and reacting. That's a bigger step. It requires both ability and confidence. To help children go from understanding to speaking, it helps to think in terms of 4 pillars. Each pillar is something we can gently support at home. Children need to hear the language in different situations, during routines and play, in stories and real conversations, not just isolated words, but whole sentences and interactions. This is what gives them material to copy and build from. Children are very practical. They speak the language that gets results. Attention, answers, connection. If they can make life work perfectly in one language, they might not feel any reason to switch. Creating situations where your language is actually useful is essential. Trying a new language feels risky. Children need to feel that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to mix languages and search for words. If speaking becomes a test or a performance, many children choose silence or the safer language. They need many small opportunities to try. Single words, short phrases, repeated routines. Speaking grows step by step, not in one big leap. Now, let's look at what parents can do for each pillar in everyday life. First, supporting input. You can make sure your language shows up in normal daily moments, not only in special activities. Describe what you are doing, tell short stories about your day, react to your child's play in your language. The goal is reach natural input that feels like part of their life, not a lesson. Second, creating gentle need. You can create situations where your language is the easiest or only way to do something they care about. That might be a visit or a weekly call to someone who doesn't use the majority language, a small game you only play in your language, or a routine where you stay in that language and invite them to join you. The message becomes, this language really matters here. Third, building a sense of safety. You can make sure your child experiences your language as something warm and welcoming. That means staying curious instead of critical, showing patience when they search for words, and accepting mixed sentences as part of the process. When speaking feels safe, they're more willing to take risks. Fourth, offering practice opportunities. You can offer very small, manageable chances to speak, asking for just one word, inviting them to repeat a fun phrase, letting them choose between 2 options in your language. Over time, these tiny attempts grow into longer sentences, almost without you noticing. This video is not about giving you a long list of tricks or telling you exactly what to say in every situation. Instead, it's about helping you see the structure behind speaking: input, needs, safety, and practice. Once you understand that speaking depends on all 4, it becomes much easier to notice which pillar is strong in your family and which one needs a bit more attention. For some families, the input is great, but there is very little need to use the language. For others, children feel pressure instead of safety when they try to speak. For others, there are not many chances to practice in small, low-stakes ways. This is why 2 families with similar exposure can have very different outcomes. So the next time your child follows everything you say in your language but answers in another one, try looking at the situations through these 4 lenses. Are they hearing enough of your language? Do they ever need to use it? Does it feel safe to try? Are they getting small chances to practice? If this framework helped you, let me know in the comments which pillar feels strongest in your home and which one feels a bit fragile right now. And if you're raising a child with more than one language, subscribe and save this video. We'll keep building on this idea together.